3, 2, 1, go!
We are Paul Leonard.
And Bryce Graskowski.
And this is 20 Minutes of Fitness.
Bryce, how you doing, buddy?
Good, man.
A little bit of fitness today.
New year, new you, buddy.
New me.
I got a new me.
you.
I gained 100 and
Oh man, 110
we'll say 110 pounds.
Yeah,
Don't-
110. I'd say 110. Yeah. So that's official. Bryce is off the market.
Off the market, kids.
So this is our first one since the new year.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Good to hear. Cool. How's life been? How's the
I'm
last
fatter.
couple weeks
I'm
for
fatter.
you?
I've gained 5 pounds since the new year, so that's good. Yeah.
Okay. So the challenge
Eating a lot
going
of
well.
eating a lot
Still
of
working on the before picture.
eating leftovers
Okay.
from the wedding. So still have rice and cookies
So
and booze, lots of booze.
so your new online training is going well then?
That worked out today.
That's happening tomorrow?
Yeah, it's tomorrow.
Okay.
Let's start that tomorrow.
Gotcha. Got started tomorrow.
Yeah.
So we did just work out today, and I've starting this past Saturday, I started doing squat every day.
Why, Paul? Did you
only
decide you're
front
doing
squat.
the open?
Well, yes, I did, Bryce.
There you
I
go.
decided I'm going to do the open.
He's taking
and
it
I feel
seriously.
like
Paul
if
thinks
I'm
he's
gonna
going to
do
beat
the
me for
open-
once in the open.
if I'm going to do well in the open, I need to be able to clean 275. If I'm going to clean 275, which I actually probably could do right now, but with any ease, I need to get my front squat back up.
Yep.
So
Good deal.
I feel like my squatting
Squat
in
every day.
general has been a weakness the last little bit.
Okay.
And front squat, I feel like is the most important one for the open.
Yep, absolutely.
So I've been squatting every day.
So that's kind of what we're going to talk about today. Stuff that is good for the open.
And you hit a heavy squat today too?
No, 255.
Oh,
I did do front squats yesterday, though. I'm
Okay.
a little tired.
I do squats every day.
My butt hurts. I did
Oh,
lunges. I did heavy lunges.
What you and Tommy do has nothing to do with the rest of us,
Hey,
buddy. Let's leave that ass
married
stuff out
now.
of there.
Easy.
Okay. So what did we do today? We wrote down all the movements that we think might be in the open,
Yep.
and
Which
then we circled some, and we did a.
you can
workout
easily
of
go
that.
somewhere else and find that out, or listen to one of our old.
We've done workouts. Maybe we'll do a podcast on that next week. Actually.
Probably, yeah.
because that might be.
Well,
a
we'll
good
do
topic
like
for us.
well, here's what we think is going to come up.
So that being said, we wrote them all on the board. We circled some ones of them, and then
Yep.
we ended up doing a 4-time, which landed in our time domain that we were hoping.
Yep.
Of toes to bar, dumbbell snatches, and shuttle runs.
Right.
So we went 15 toes to bar,
Yep.
and then 20 dumbbell snatches alternating, and then
We're supposed to do single toes to bar, right? Singles.
yeah, you did singles. Not that we're supposed to, but.
I read it
And then
wrong.
we did the shuttle runs,
Yep.
where
That you
there
did them
and
all
back
wrong,
is
so you
one.
actually are still going.
I guess so. I didn't follow the standards that you didn't tell me till after.
Correct.
So
I did it on purpose.
there we go. But so that was fun. Good workout. I was actually it was challenging but fun. Okay, so we're gonna start with super easy things that everybody should be doing, no question, for the
Oh yeah,
open.
these are super.
Or
easy.
just in life in general, but
Yeah.
specifically we're talking about people who are going to sign up for the open, or if they're not going to sign up but are still planning on doing the open and want to do their best at it.
quick and easy gains.
So number one is drinking lots of water.
Yep.
Cheers.
Cheers, buddy.
Oh yeah, just regular tap water.
Yeah, huge. If you want to throw in some of those electrolytes and stuff, that's a good idea too.
I like bubbles in my water, so I typically drink more sparkling water
Oh,
than
that's good,
regular
mineral water.
But same thing. It's just
So
carbon dioxide added.
I do. I have a big bag of potassium and a big thing of sea salt, and I just put a little bit of that in my water.
Okay.
It's an easy way to do because I'm allergic to all those stupid electrolyte supplements because they all have shit in them.
Yeah, and I'll do the ones that
How
have
much
at
water?
Costco.
Yeah,
What are they called?
yeah. IV.
Yeah, the liquid IV.
They're
I'll do
okay.
those sometimes.
Yeah.
I used a lot of them during the Ironman training.
Yeah.
Because
good.
my coach kind of insisted
I'm just
on it.
allergic to the sweeteners and all those things.
Yeah. But
How
water,
much?
How much? I've heard that you should be drinking 1 ounce for every pound of body weight that you should weigh,
a
not
lot.
what you do.
There you go. How about this? Lean body
Yeah,
mass.
what you should
That's
weigh,
a good
like
way.
what you would
Yeah.
like to weigh. So, like,
Yeah.
for me, I'd like to weigh 220.
Yeah.
So I should be having 220 ounces,
And that's
which
just
is roughly
under
a
gallon
gallon
and
and
a
a half,
Yeah.
which is probably what I should be drinking, give or take.
That's good.
Granted, I weigh more than that right now.
Yeah.
And if I tried to drink for my current body weight, I'd
Yeah.
be drinking almost 2 liters of water.
I would say a good
1.87
one would be
to be exact.
if you have a scale or whatever, or you could just weigh yourself and guess lean body mass. That's always a good way.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with your protein. That's what you kind of should be eating for your protein.
So that's kind of a
That's
general. If you want to be less picky than that, 4 liters.
Yeah.
1 gallon.
Canadians.
Well, I'm thinking
we do have some Canadian listeners out there.
This is a 40-ounce cup,
Mhm.
I think. So that's 1.14 liters.
Yep.
So if you drank 4 of these a day, you'd
That's
get your
fair.
gallon.
Yeah, that's great.
And that's not like we just drank
That's
our
easy.
second one already, right?
Yeah, sure.
So I think everybody should drink at least a gallon of water,
Yeah.
or at least
Definitely
4 cups like this kind of size.
A gallon should be your minimum. Hit the gallon and
Unless you're really small, I suppose.
hit the gallon by like maybe 2 o'clock, and have a couple after that.
Okay.
Sleep recovery number 2.
Yeah. So I think we should probably sleep and
It's
recover.
huge.
That's what you're saying.
Yeah,
Okay, good idea. Carry on.
Big thing is, yeah, go to bed at the same time every day, wake up at the same time every day, and try to make that, plan. Okay, I need 8 hours of sleep. Plan, I'm going to go to bed at 10. I'm going to wake up at 6 every day.
And
Plan on that.
I think it's important. The most important factor there isn't even so much the time, although I agree that it's easier if
The
you pick the
quality.
same time.
Yeah.
It's to have a set amount, a quantity.
Yeah.
So like there's lots of people that
No,
they
that's what I'm
only
saying.
ever sleep 6 hours.
Yeah.
You're like, that's not enough. That's not enough for people to
Yeah,
only
'cause
sleep
they-
6 hours a night.
Don't sit there and be like, I'm going to go to bed when I feel tired. Just set it. If
Yeah.
you set it, boom, you're gonna fall asleep better. You're gonna sleep
But
better.
find 8 hours that you can
Yep.
get together.
And then recovery is like your
I'd say
favorite.
minimum of 7, maximum of 9.
Sleep
Really? Yeah.
for most people. Yeah.
7 and 9.
Yeah. So recovery, your favorite?
Recovery, I like the air relax.
Air relax.
Yeah, I definitely, for me, that's a good way to
Yep.
kind of get the blood flowing. I also, obviously,
Cold
we've
plunge.
done a lot of
That's
that
great.
recently. Yeah, cold plunge in the hot tub mixed back and forth.
And the reason these two are together is because both of those things, or any recovery thing that you're going to do, like hot tub, massage, all that stuff, it's going to help you sleep better.
Yeah, it's true.
So it kind of, these two go together, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then other recovery things can be eating right and stuff, which kind of
Yeah, well, that's different.
nutrition. But like,
So number 3 is, this probably should be in a different order, but this one should be over here with this. But WOD time. So that means what time of the day you work out.
Yeah.
This actually means what the O means time and day of day. What time of day?
so essentially, if you're going to be doing the open workouts at 9 o'clock in the morning every time, and you
Yep.
just know that's what it's going to be,
Try to
don't
work
make
out.
that be the only time that you do it at that time.
And that's what a lot of people do. That like I always feel for like
Friday Night Lights is the
like
biggest one.
like Chuck always liked to come to Friday Night Lights, but he most of the time would work out in the morning, and he just wasn't the same athlete, and he'd always get better when he would do it in the morning on Monday.
Yeah. So for someone like Mana, who does it twice every time, should he do it twice that same day?
Yeah, he should.
Just to be
If
consistent
that
with
works,
his
dude,
normal?
go for it. But even with like Mana, so he's usually just does a kind of a dryish run in the morning, and then he goes harder in the evening. So once a week, you should go harder. You should try to treat it like a
Compete.
competition.
Yeah.
Make sure your reps are clean. Go against somebody who's also knows you're like with the same, like if it's me and you in the gym, we'd be like, hey, Paul, let's do every Friday. We're going to go as hard as we can, competition style.
And let's see who can win today.
And let's see who can win.
Yeah.
Here's the standards. Like today, we didn't really talk about like what is. We
No,
didn't
but I
go over
still
the gauge
crushed you.
standard. Yeah, you did. I know. I still would have. I'm just saying.
But
We didn't.
it's nice on days where I can actually crush Bryce.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen that often.
You know, it's been
So,
a while. But yeah, so compete once a week, and at that same time. And I would do, if you're doing Friday Night Lights, make it Friday, dude. Get used to it,
Yeah.
and it makes a world of difference. Or if you're a person that like you have to come in on Saturday morning and do it, dude. Every Saturday morning, you have 5 weeks to the Open. You can
Coming
get
up
5
quick.
of them in there
Yeah.
from right now. Okay, booze.
All
Wheat.
right.
So now we're talking about diet. Drink lots of
I'm
booze.
interested.
Eat lots of
Wheat.
shit.
Yeah, so bread with sugar on it.
So all these
Sweet
things.
jellies.
So booze does something that water doesn't do. It dehydrates. The reason water is
It also
number one.
trashes your sleep.
Yeah, well, I mean it ruins every system, right? The reason water is number one is because if you have a 3%, a 2 or 3% dehydration factor is like 20% of your cardiovascular ability, right? So booze, you got to cut it out because you're wrecking all your training up to it, and definitely during is so booze is a big one. Wheat and sugar, they cause inflammation and weight and water weight retention gain, right? So both of those things, you still want a little bit of carbohydrate to
Yeah, I don't think I want to take out carb. You're specifically saying wheat.
specifically wheat and
So lower carb is definitely a good
and
choice.
junk sugar.
And processed
Yeah,
sugar.
processed sugar.
So go ahead, eat fruit.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's not a bad thing.
But these two things, I guess we would say added sugar, right? ADD. There you go. Added sugar.
Add sugar. That's what I'm trying to tell people.
Add sugar. Drink booze, eat wheat, add sugar. These two things, actually all three of them, they cause, especially beer. Beer is like the worst thing you could drink.
Yeah, people shouldn't really drink beer.
Those three things add tons of weight. And right now you're 5 weeks out. That's like, what, 30-something days?
Yeah. You could be 5 to 10 pounds lighter.
5 to 10 pounds makes a huge world difference in a
it's going to be a body weight workout.
In a competition that gymnastics is almost in every single workout.
Guaranteed.
It's I ran through all the things. There's only 2 workouts that don't have weightlifting. In how many years is this? This is 12 years. 11 years. No, weightlifting. Gymnastics is close, but weightlifting is in almost every single workout. And gymnastics has to be close because in the 2 that didn't have weightlifting had gymnastics. So I have to check that one. But yeah,
every single year they make the Open for a person that's lean, small, not super strong. That's how they build the Open. They want people to get through that could have not started that long ago. They want people who are just generally fit and can do fast burpees, they can do fast box jumps to knock it out. So a big guy like me has to work extra hard through it, and that extra 5 to 10 pounds makes a big difference.
5 pounds if you're a small person, 10 pounds if you're Paul. And also from not eating this for a month, your cardio will go through the roof. You'll feel like a new person. Like when I don't eat it for like a month, any of it, like none, dude, I feel when my
next
cardio.
Week you're gonna tell us how you stopped eating cookies?
Dude, if they're gone, I'll eat them till they're gone. Number 5, super easy, something you should be doing anyway, and it kind of goes with recovery. It's mobility. This is actually stretching, active stretching, weighted stretching.
So you're saying air relax doesn't count here?
Air relax doesn't really count.
It kind of stretches my muscles. Feels like stretching.
We'll keep you could air relax up in number 2.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. We should be doing things like literally just stretching.
What's your favorite stretch type thing?
The most needed stretch. So the thing that I work on the most is my quads are always tight. So I'll typically do a couch stretch or a laying down version of the couch stretch.
Those,
or like the world's greatest stretch can be good too, like the runner stretch. That one can kind of get into those inner thighs.
There's one called the Bretzel. It's pretty cool if you ever try it. No, Brett, like a pretzel with a B.
Okay.
And my favorite is the overhead squat hold. Empty bar for a minute, just a couple times a day.
Yeah.
Like, do 2 minutes a day, and that's huge. It opens because it hits everything. Or the PVC pipe in the doorway overhead squat. That looks huge too. Good too. Especially for the open, because then it's
symmetry too.
For mobility, crossover symmetry,
getting all those little muscles activated and everything.
Yeah, I mean that's active stretching. Yeah, and stretching with weight, with some sort of tension, is way better than just body weight stretching. Except, hanging. You're using your body weight. That's a great one too. Is very underutilized. Just hang for 5 minutes a day. That could change everything, especially if you're in pain. Yep. Number 6, this one's huge. I think this for movement. So now we're kind of getting into the movement of CrossFit, right? The being able to do handstand push-ups, all these things, right? That's what these next 4 are kind of based on. Hand and footwork, I think, is the easiest payoff. It's low intensity practice, right? Even no intensity, like we did the shuttle runs, you could walk each step of the shuttle run to figure out exactly where your footing goes. Wall walks is a huge one. If you didn't figure out some sort of handwork on the wall walk, you suffered the last 2 years. And those are all like, okay, do each thing 3 times.
Box jump over is another big one.
Box jump over is huge. Box step over.
Feet have to be in certain ways and everything.
That little spin move that they do, right? What's some other ones? Burpees is a great one.
Yeah.
For me, my burpee always goes to like go down on one knee. It starts to get really slow and ugly. It's horrendous. Instead of like put the hands down 1, kick the feet back 2, bounce off the ground for 3, pop back up 4 or 5, right? And keeping it to like a 5 count burpee. My burpee turns into a 7 count. Just like a wall walk, most people can get, 3? 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then come down in 3. Most people can do that.
And then when that line is and stuff too, would be big.
Yeah, and when they get tired, like it turns into 6, 7. I've seen people do 9. They're just like at that point, you're frying yourself. So
I think fitting well into this is like doing something like handstand push-ups. If we're going to do handstand push-ups, put the box.
Oh yeah,
get used to having your hands in there, because that's something that actually I didn't think about until after the fact.
Yeah,
during that competition I did with Mana, I really struggled on those strict handstands. And then right after that competition, I did strict handstands. And I had no problem. And I realized it's because there was a box.
So practice the standard, because that's really what we're talking about. Because like if it's just wall walks like we used to do them, who gives a shit? You're like, your hands are way out here, a foot and a half from the wall, and you're like stretching to touch your chest to the wall. Yeah. Then all of a sudden they're like, oh no, your hands have to cross the line. Yeah. And then you have to be in a line.
And even what part of your hand has to cross the line? Is it just you have to touch the line, or do your fingertips have to be over? Like knowing those answers.
Practice that standard. Same thing with the burpee. We've seen 10 different iterations of burpees, right? Over a box, over a bar. Did we do over a rower once, maybe? Yeah. I don't know if that was not in the open. No. Line down the middle, no line down the middle. Lateral versus facing.
Being able to step up, not being able to step up on the burpee.
You could kick out, you can't step back, all that junk. So practice standards. I would go with the kick the feet back, jump forward, just because that covers almost all the burpees, and do bar facing or box facing. And then that generally is going to cover all of them. I guess box jump overs, I would practice the lateral too, just because if you're good at lateral, it's so fast. So if you could get good at those.
And we do those over the bar sometimes. We've had that.
Yeah.
I think we have at least.
But if you could do it on a box, bars can be okay. I would practice that bar facing. Even regular burpee to a target. We could see that 7-minute burpee pop up.
Possible.
Bosman likes, and we'll get into that, he likes old school. What else on those? Handstand walks.
Handstand walks, get some
shuttle runs.
Get some practice in. I think handstand walks is one of those skills where once you have it, you need to practice it a bit more to get decent at it.
Yeah.
So like daily, I used to be able to be okay at them, but then if I had to do them right now, I don't know.
I can't do them.
But I think maybe I could get back pretty quick.
I can't do them outdoors, but yeah.
So take a little bit of practice to get good at those. We were going to do handstand walks at your wedding, and no one was confident they could actually pull it off.
Right. And that kind of falls under just get one too. Like be able to do 10 feet of it.
You just got married. You just want to get one.
Just get one. Another thing that you wouldn't really think about as hand and footwork is the what we just did. Dumbbell snatches.
Yeah.
This handwork is huge. It's like one of the biggest things that I always tell people when we're doing dumbbell snatches, and they're always like, I'm not worrying about that. It is so much easier. It makes it so much easier, and you have to get the hand and eye coordination, but once it's there, man, it is.
You don't even think about it though.
You don't think about it.
Like I don't think about it anymore.
No. That's huge.
When we first came out with these movements, what was that? 2000.
Yeah, with the burpee box jump overs.
17.
Yeah.
When they first came out with the dumbbells,
15, I think.
15 with dumbbells. Anyway, when they first came out with it, we would actually like set them on the ground in between each
switch
rep.
hands. It was awful.
And then we realized how bad that was midway through it. Right.
Doing the switch, it loads you up like a kettlebell, loads your posterior. Bounces, and then you just snap your hips up versus you lose it. You have to switch hands and you lose your
hand release
tension.
push up versus a regular push up.
Absolutely.
The hand release is a lot harder.
Absolutely.
Okay, barbell cycling. So that could be with the dumbbell.
Yeah, that kind of slips into that same.
But more so, we're
talking a major.
To do 15 unbroken deadlifts at
315
or 275.
Rapid fire, not jackhammering, but being on the line of jackhammering, right? Yeah. Clean and jerks, snatches, hangs. They love the hangs.
I like hangs, complexes.
Even the hang with the dumbbell, that'd be a good one.
Yeah. So just kind of getting used to holding onto the barbell and keeping it.
And you're talking light to medium weight. If it's lightweight, you're talking big sets, like up to 50. There's no need to ever go over 50, right? If it's a medium weight, you're talking 15s, like you said, 10 to 15s. And if you could do 10 deadlifts at 315, pretty touch and go. Even if there's 30 of them in the workout,
you do 3 sets.
You do 3 sets, yeah.
Maybe 11.
11. Do 11, 11s.
Capacity.
And that's where that comes in.
We need to have enough capacity to make it going hard for 15 minutes, right?
Yeah,
that's what it really comes down to. So being able to do 2 minutes of Fran isn't going to help you right now.
And this means exactly. Fran doesn't matter. Capacity means numbers too. Like, so you're going to go 10 to 15 minutes, but it's not 10 to 15 minutes of wall balls, because the biggest wall ball number has ever been is 150. I think it's only happened once. Most of the time, you're looking at 50 wall balls. If you can do 50 wall balls, you have the capacity to make it through, right? And it's generally going to go down. If it's dumbbell snatches, it's 50 and down. Even burpees, yes, there's been the 7 minutes of burpees, which is 100 and something, but there's only been like one workout where there's 60.
Yeah,
there's the 55s workout with the deadlifts, wall balls, and handstand push-ups, and really you weren't meant to do the 55 handstand push-ups.
Nowadays you would be.
Yeah, now you would. But in general, those are the rarities. The only thing, double unders is about the only thing that's going to go over 50. That you should be able to hit a set of 100.
Yeah. Or at least a set of 50 into another set of 50 quickly.
I
think if you do two sets of 50 in a row, that would be fine. I don't think you have to stress about being able to do 100.
No, not in a row.
Even if you could do 25s with very quick transition back, you'd be okay.
When we say the capacity, it doesn't necessarily mean you can do 100 in a row. It means 25, I tripped up. Oh, another 20, I tripped up. It's like quick.
But if you're at the point where you're getting 4 in a row and you have to stop every time,
that's different.
Now it's time to put some more time into doubles. Because you could, between now and 30 days from now, get your doubles down, no problem.
Yeah. So those are kind of the high rep ones. So anything with a dumbbell, anything with a wall ball, burpees, and double unders. Everything else, the capacity you need is 11.
Yeah.
Right? 11 is kind of a magic number with CrossFit, because if you have 21, 15, 9, you're going to do 11, 10, hopefully.
Yeah.
The 15, you might be able to stretch 11 to 15, but if not, it's in the middle of the workout. Your best bet is the break anyway. And then the 9, you should be able to do unbroken. If it's the 55s workouts, 5 sets of 11. If it's most of the workouts are under 15 reps. And so if you can do 11 to 15 of, like, let's say 2 or 3 movements, like we did today, 2 or 3 movements, we did 15 and 20. We did a little higher rep on the snatches, but we did it for 15 minutes. That's the capacity we wanted. I didn't quite have the capacity to stretch it out.
Getting 15 minutes, so it still worked out.
Exactly. But if you have that capacity to do 11 switch movements, do 11, and that'd be an easy way to practice it. Pick 3 movements. Let's say toes to bar, snatches, and box jumps. That would be very similar to what we did today. If you did 11, like for 15 minutes or 10-minute AMRAP, whatever, that'd be a great workout to build up for the open.
And then just get one. We're saying, essentially, if there's things that you can't do that are in the realm of CrossFit.
These are generally the high-level gymnastics.
Yeah. So if you've never done a pistol before.
Oh, pistol. I didn't think pistols.
Maybe a pistol is something to start working on now, because there's a decent chance we're going to see them in the open.
Yep.
And if you get one pistol, that takes you ahead of everybody that can't get one pistol. So if you're at that level, and then if you're at the level where you can do all the movements, then it's getting a more efficient version of it. So being able to do a little bit bigger sets than what you could do
2
before,
or 3.
right?
Yeah.
So
if you could do 3 muscle ups in a row.
Yeah, if you can do 3 or ideally 5 bar muscle ups or ring muscle ups linked together, you're sitting good.
Yeah, if you do 3 to 5, like every time you go up there. I mean, if you do 3 every time you go up, you get through any open workout.
Yeah,
and well, we're obviously not talking about games athletes. We're talking about that 25 people trying to break that 25%.
Yeah, and if you're a games athlete, thank you for listening.
Yeah, call us up if you need help.
If you're on tip,
we have all kinds of tips for you. Wait a second.
Okay, and then WOD length, we've basically got into that already, but trying to keep it to that 10 to 15 minute range, because we're not likely to see much shorter. We're not likely to see much longer. There might be a little bit shorter. There might be a little bit longer. But
generally, if it's longer, it's because you didn't finish it yet.
Maybe I can't think of anything, but they have had some where they're longer.
They have,
and they've had some that are like quick 3-4 minute workouts too. But I think we need to kind of aim for that bigger.
Paul, it was a 4-minute workout because you didn't meet the requirement to buy them more
Keep
time.
Going. There you go.
There's only 2 that are under 5 minutes, I believe, or 3, and those are strength. There's only been 2 strengths, I think.
Okay.
There's the complex, and then there was a clean back in the day. Remember the clean?
I do.
And that's the other thing. Couplet or triplet. Here's the other thing on that is, and that's what I was going to add earlier, gymnastics and weightlifting. Almost all but 2 workouts had gymnastics, weightlifting, and those 2 were last year's wall walk double under that had no weightlifting.
But you could argue that double under is gymnastics.
Yeah, no, I'm saying it had no weightlifting.
Oh, I see.
And then the other one that had no weightlifting was burpees, 7 minutes of burpees. That's the only time there's been no weightlifting in an open workout. Besides that, always weightlifting. Sometimes there's monostructural, rowing. I consider burpees monostructural too. I don't consider it a gymnastic movement unless it's going over a box or something, where there's some. But so for the most part, it's gymnastics and weightlifting. So you can actually pretty much cut out. I would still get on a rower, do some rowing stuff here and there. Use it for warm ups. Use it for kind of your footwork stuff, like know your tempos, know your paces. But for the most part, gymnastics movement with a weightlifting movement, and make couplets and triplets of 10 to 15 minutes, and at a low to medium weight, light to medium weight, and keep your numbers around 11, unless it's those few that we said for the 50s and 100 double unders. And you'll be in 5 weeks, if you do 3 workouts like that a week, one of them as hard as you can, I think you make a lot of gains in a month.
1 month, 5 weeks.
We're going to find out, I guess.
So I guess we'll find out.
Oh, that's
good. Oh, good.
And you're not going to build strength in 5 weeks. You can like grease the groove, which is kind of what you're doing with the squat every day. You could grease the groove where you could gain back some of your previous capacity of strength.
Yeah.
But there's not much payoff in getting strong, in wasting a lot of time on strength.
I agree. I'm doing my squat every day on the front squats to get those back. I'm not looking for a new PR.
Yeah.
I'm looking to get to where I can comfortably do the things I used to be able to do again.
Comfortably, right.
And I think I can get there. I think like at 275 clean, I could guarantee do that right now, but it wouldn't be very comfortable.
Maybe
and
not
take a lot out of me.
Yeah.
So I need to get to where I can sit in the bottom of 275 and still stand up.
And be like, I'm so tired, I don't want to lift this.
And that will happen if I put the work in. So,
that's
I'm not trying to gain. It's not going to be the first time I hit 275.
No. So practice those. You'll be good. We'll see you then. Like, subscribe.
And next week, we're going to talk something else about the open. Peace.